Look, I'm going to be brutally honest with you. $1,000 by itself, invested in stuff like stocks and real estate, won't make you into a millionaire for a really long time, maybe like 70 years. And I know you're probably like me. You want a quick solution, something that will make you money right away. So today, I'm going to be sharing with you how the 1% would invest $1,000. The first is to invest in yourself, be that through education, health, and whatever ways to improve your discipline. Now, if you're someone who thinks that $1,000 is a lot of money, then that's probably your main problem. You probably don't have a lot of money, or you're not making enough money from your job. And what education does for you is it boosts your skills to a point that you can generate more money. And education is so key. It's not like going through school again. I'm talking about other resources outside of school. Stuff like right now, YouTube videos. There could be online courses, which are substantially cheaper. There could be books written by famous investors or entrepreneurs that you could read. Or simply, you could take on like apprenticeship or sort of like mentorship. And that's sort of the cheaper alternatives and actually more effective routes to making money or learning how to make more money. Now, let me give you an example. Say it's $1,000 to take a public speaking course. And you take it, you become more well-spoken, you're able to socialize better on the job, or you're better at sales. Now, after taking this course, you're able to improve your skills or abilities to a point where you make 5,000 more sales, or you get a promotion that's worth $5,000. Now, why is this such a crazy good investment? It's because you spent $1,000 for the course, but you made $5,000. Now, that's 5 times your money. I mean, that's really hard to get in the stock market or anywhere else. And this is just from improving yourself, doing something as simple as taking a public speaking course. And the thing is not just a one-time sort of a return on your money. You got that permanent skill with you. So it sticks with you for the long term. You can generate $5,000 of sales, or you keep on that $5,000 raise from your job. And that's a 5 times return on your investment every year. You're probably wondering why you would spend $1,000 on a course at the same time when there's a lot of free content on, say, like YouTube. I mean, that is true. You could do that. You can find YouTube videos, but some courses are more structured. They pretty much give you all the information and all the content that you need to know in a way. So you're not, scouring around. You're not looking around for information when it's all handed to you on a silver platter. And, when you go to university, or if you've ever considered taking university, college, you're pretty much paying $1,000 for a course at school, and it's most likely going to be useless for you, like medieval history or poetry, or you end up taking a course that you just end up forgetting because it was something you were forced to take, and you just regurgitated information to write an exam or a test. So I would rather spend $1,000 on a course that you would personally take a lot of value out of, and you would actually enjoy because you chose the course. So invest yourself through good health. And here's my takeaway. Eating healthy, having good sleep, getting good exercise will all help towards making money for you. When you have good sleep and energy and health, you're able to work longer, you're able to work at peak performance, and simply over time you have a longer lifespan. And the best thing about having a long lifespan is that you allow time to work for you. It takes time for you to develop skills, to grow a business, for you to scale your investments. Discipline, a lot of people actually have issues with this kind of trait. People tend to start something, but they never really go through with it, give up. And guess what? You're back to square one. You've lost all your progress. and pretty much nothing has happened or changed for you. And you can see a lot of smart, passionate people end up failing because they're not disciplined and they don't really go through with the plan, or they don't really pursue their goals. And really, that's why smart people can end up not progressing. Whereas sometimes you can also see, less smart people, but they're really hardworking. They can get ahead because they committed to their goals, they committed to plans. And this is why I think it's so key or so important that people invest in ways to improve their discipline, be that through a more regimented work schedule, improving their willpower or mental abilities, or lastly, just maybe finding someone that can keep you accountable, or maybe finding a solution that can keep you more accountable to pursuing your goals. On consumption patterns, the easiest way to make money is honestly just saving it, and really just rewiring the way that you consume or spend money can actually make you a lot of money just by saving it. And I'm going to talk about, the big 3 items or ticket items that probably cost you the most. Your housing, transportation, and discretionary purchases, stuff that you want to buy, not need to buy. Now, in terms of housing, say if you can find rent or, lower your mortgage by $100 a month. Say transportation, you can find a cheaper car, that's $100 cheaper per month. And discretionary purchases, you decide to go out less for eating or buying clothes that just look nice. You save $100 a month here. Guess what? You've just saved $300 a month. And in a year, that is $3,600. Now, say if you're someone who makes $20,000 per year after paying taxes and paying all these dues and other taxes, $3,600 on $20,000 salary is 18%. That's a lot of money. That's more than double that you could potentially earn from your average stock market returns. And that's just from very basic cost cutting. Imagine if you were more aggressive in the way that you cut your costs. Say, you found a roommate for housing so you can cut down on your monthly payments. Or say you decide to ride your bicycle instead of driving your car. You don't have to pay for gas as often. Say you just completely stopped going out to eat and buy new clothes, or you just decide to cook way more often. You can easily save more than $300 a month, and that would dramatically make so much more, or you would actually save a lot more. And in terms of returns, that's just significantly more than your potential regular investments. So life isn't always just about working and cutting costs and just having these dull aspects. There are parts of life that you have to enjoy. Sometimes you just spend a little bit of money to improve your way of life or just make you more mentally happy. So for instance, say your cup of Starbucks costs $5, but on the surface it looks kind of expensive. But if that $5 cup of coffee makes you happier, makes your day a little bit more effective, keeps you happy and more sane, then absolutely do it. Just because if you don't do it, then you just feel a little bit more depressed, you feel a little bit more routine, you just need to have a little bit that kind of gets you excited. For instance, myself, I used to rent at a little bit more sketchy area of town, and although that is a lot cheaper than what I'm paying now, and the difference is really that I am so much more happier having to spend a little bit more for a nicer place, having to be around people that make me feel a little bit more smarter, a little bit more confident. I think just having neighbors that are not crazy, or not doing drugs, or not screaming randomly, or not fighting, it's perfect. It makes your life a lot better, a lot more sane, a lot more secure as well. So sometimes, for myself, I do spend a little bit more money for the experience, for a better way of life. Another kind of cost-effective way of making money or saving money is to really repay your credit card debt. And it's really similar in a sense, but it's even more obvious with credit cards because they give you an interest rate, and that rate is usually close to 20%. Essentially, when you're paying down credit card debt, that's pretty much how much you're not paying on interest. So if you paid $1,000 of your credit card debt, you're pretty much not paying 20% or $200 in interest payments. So it's pretty much the same thing as if you went to the stock market, you invested $1,000 and you gained 20% from your investment. It's essentially the same thing. So paying off credit card debt is actually a more effective, more guaranteed way of making, a better investment with $1,000. So when it's all said and done, you've probably done at least one or a combination of these strategies I've just mentioned, and you should be seeing some serious money coming in from your earnings or your savings. So why not just multiply or compound the effect of your new money by investing that up and just having these investments make even more money for you. Now, if you haven't seen my previous video before on compounding, you can click on the link on the side. So to recap, these are the strategies that the 1% would use to invest $1,000. The first would be investing in themselves, be that through education, health, or discipline. Any means that helps them increase their earnings potential. The second is finding ways to rewire your consumption patterns, ways that you can save money, which is almost equivalent as if you were to make the same amount. The third is having performance enhancers, things that make you happier, make you more productive, and make you work harder. The next is paying off credit card debt. These credit cards have the highest interest rates around, so paying them off is almost the same as if you were to invest and make the same return or the same interest. And lastly is taking all the earnings and savings that you've pretty much made through maybe the other combination of strategies and reinvesting it so that you can compound or multiply that money. And making money helps you make even more money through compounding.